Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely.
So it's this English learning podcast called Daily Money Briefing.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
It's actually pretty cool. You get the
Yeah.
financial news and kind of a language lesson all in one.
Oh, I like that. Sort of killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Okay, let's dig into this.
We're looking at the U.S. labor market, something big happening with crypto in South Korea, and even some specific price changes people are seeing there.
Exactly. So our plan for this deep dive is to unpack all that material and really pull out the key insights, the stuff that matters for you. Let's jump right in. So first up, the latest U.S. labor market report, the one for May. The headline seems, well, pretty positive. Steady job growth.
That's right. The non-farm payroll showed a solid increase, continued job creation.
But the interesting part isn't just the number of jobs, is it? It's about wages, too.
Precisely. That's the nuance here. You've got this healthy job growth, but wage increases are described as moderate, not lagging, but not soaring either.
Okay, so jobs are up, but paychecks aren't, like, skyrocketing.
Exactly. And that specific combination is what experts are highlighting. Kind of eases those fears about the economy running too hot.
Right, the overheating worries that can lead to inflation spikes and aggressive rate hikes.
Instead, this fuels a bit more optimism for that, soft landing scenario everyone keeps talking about. Ah, yes, the soft landing. Always sounds good. What does that mean here based on this data?
Well, it's the idea the economy cools down enough to tame inflation, but without crashing into a deep recession. A robust labor market that isn't forcing wages way up too quickly. That supports the narrative.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is seen as good news for things like the stock market, especially those cyclical sectors that rely on consumer spending. Shows underlying strength without flashing red signals.
But everyone's still watching the next numbers closely, I
Oh,
assume.
absolutely. One report is just one data point. They need to see if the trend continues.
Okay, got it. Now let's shift gears quite dramatically. Different part of the world, different topic entirely. South Korea and stablecoins. Yes, this is a significant development. It seems South Korea is looking to significantly loosen the rules around issuing stablecoins backed by the Korean won.
One-backed stablecoins.
Yeah.
So digital tokens tied directly to the value of the one.
That's the one. And the sources are pretty clear on the why. There was a feeling the existing regulations were just too strict.
Too strict, meaning they were, what, holding back the industry?
Basically, yes. Concerns that the high bar was stifling innovation and preventing local startups from really getting going in the stablecoin space. And this competition. The U.S., Japan, Singapore, they're all pushing ahead in this area, and South Korea doesn't want to get left in the dust. It's about boosting competitiveness.
But it's not all straightforward enthusiasm, is it? Some experts urging caution here.
That's right. And it brings up a really fundamental tension. If these stablecoins actually live up to their potential, if they become a major way people pay for things.
Like replacing cash or cards for everyday stuff.
Exactly. If they reach that scale, then the integrity and security of those systems become absolutely critical. You can't have them be unreliable or easily compromised.
So the argument is, if they're going to be part of the main financial system, the standards to even get in the game need to be incredibly high for trust and safety.
Precisely. These experts are saying, look, easier rules might spur growth now, but you need really stringent entry standards to ensure long-term stability and user trust if these things become commonplace payment tools. So it's a classic trade-off. Innovate and compete versus ensure rock-solid security.
Interesting dilemma. Okay, let's pivot one last time from the sort of macro and regulatory level down to something very, very tangible. Prices people pay, also in Korea.
Yeah, this is fascinating because it shows economic pressures filtering right down to the street level. Major Korean food and drink chains are running some pretty aggressive discount campaigns right now.
And these aren't small discounts. 홍콩반점 0410 cutting their jjajangmyeon price by 40% on certain days to 3,901.
And even offering fried jabong at a price from 10 years ago for a few days. It's quite dramatic.
Wow. And it's not just them.
Yokshan Udon doing half-price deals, and Pake's Coffee selling Americanos for just $500, one that's incredibly cheap for a limited time.
What does this signal trying to lure customers back?
It seems like a combination of things. Definitely high competition, maybe trying to stimulate demand, or even just generating buzz. It's a real-world indicator of the consumer environment there. You can literally taste these economic trends.
Right. Okay, so quite a journey through the sources today. We saw the U.S. labor market potentially finding a sweet spot growth without runaway wages, boosting those soft landing hopes.
Hmm.
Then we jumped to South Korea, navigating that tricky path with stablecoins trying to encourage innovation while grappling with future security needs if they become, mainstream payment systems.
Real balancing act there.
And finally, those very concrete examples of deep price cuts in Korea, showing competition and consumer dynamics playing out right now. So based on this material, these are definitely some key things to watch across the economy.
Absolutely. And thinking about that stablecoin point again,
Yeah.
the idea they could one day replace cash or cards, and the whole debate about the security standards needed.
Yeah.
It raises a question for you, the listener. Given this move in South Korea and the global discussion, what level of security and trustworthiness would you personally need to feel comfortable relying on digital currencies for your everyday transactions? Something to consider. That brings us to the end of this deep dive. Thanks for diving deep with us today.